So, good afternoon, everyone, and especially warm welcome to our speaker of today, Ms. Kruti Shah. She is a certified NLP trainer and a transformational coach. So, as far as the whole flow is concerned, we have some instructions to be followed. All members are requested to please follow so that we don't have any interruption in the whole session of 1.5 hours. So the instructions are as follows. All the members who are there in the room are requested to mute themselves for the whole session of 1.5 hours so that there is no interruption between the whole session which is being taken by Ms. Kruti Shah. If any member wants to have some question answer session or have some questions to be asked to the speaker, please use the chat box and you can ask her questions in the chat box. So everyone, let us have the whole session without any interruption. So thank you, Kruti Shah, for coming and joining us here and giving us let us all learn something new, positive things from her. Thank you so much. All over to you, Kruti Shah.
Thank you so very much, Meet, and thank you so very much, Helios chapter, for providing me this wonderful opportunity. So, this is something new topic which NLP. There are a lot of people, and you guys are having lots of different kind of questions in your mind. So, guys, if you want something you never had, do something you have never done, and that's why we all are here. We are going to do something different which we have never done before. Life we are doing lot of things, but sometimes we don't know that the things would be in a different way also it is possible to do. So let us understand and let us go with the topic. All right. So myself, Kruti Shah, I'm a certified NLP trainer. I'm certified psychotherapist, and I'm a transformational coach. I have helped more than 500 people to transform their lives through my different kind of trainings and through different coachings. So that's where I am with you. And let us understand and let us talk something about NLP and understand different tools and techniques. So whatever topic, whenever we really need to learn, so first we really need to understand that why this topic is required for me and why it is there. So there are few things which is there. So first of all, why NLP? So NLP shows you how to understand and model your own success. See, a lot of people, they have achieved different kind of a success in their life. And how many of you know car driving? Just put yes in chat box. Yes, there are so many people. So कभी ना कभी आपने सीखा होगा, and that's what your success which you have achieved in your life, to learn a car driving. And that's what exactly the success, how you're going to model your own success to achieve few more success into your life. So NLP is a wonderful technique how you can record and strategize your own success, and you can follow the same path again and again to get even better version of that success. So the next is NLP. It is a different way of discovering and unfolding your own personal genius and bringing out the best in yourself and others. So NLP is something about the lot of tools and techniques which help you to understand first that who you are and why you are doing certain things certain way only and not in a different way. So NLP would help you out and bring something best thing out of you. Master your subconscious mind so that you can learn more quickly than traditional teaching methods could ever allow. All right, so NLP, why NLP? NLP would help you out to strengthen your goals. It will strengthen your self-esteem, relationship, winning strategies, financial position, communication, your personal rapport, and persuasion skills. See, guys, there are lots of, I have number of, I have worked with a lot of clients, and I really want to share a lot of success stories which I have come across during that. So one by one, whenever the things would come, I'm definitely going to share everything. So you would also come to know that why NLP into a self-esteem, why NLP into a relationship, why NLP into winning strategies, so and so forth. So now manage. NLP would definitely help you out to manage your different kind of an emotions, like your anger, anxiety, your guilt, your grief, and there are different kind of emotions which you are going through and which are negative. And somewhere, some around you are going through a lot of stress. You have a lot of you're suffering from different kind of a conflicts in your life. So how you are going to response and not to react of that particular situation of any of them. So NLP would really help you out to understand even that. And of course NLP would definitely help you out to cut your limiting beliefs, your phobias, your chronic pain, procrastination, trauma. Guys, you won't believe that NLP is very well known for the phobia cure technique. Can you imagine if you have any kind of a phobia and that would be able to cure just in few hours? Just in few hours. So there is a process in NLP. I personally helped more than 6 clients to reduce or to overcome their phobias in a different way. I'll come as in when a different example that what sort of phobias and all. So another, like again, why NLP? So NLP is widely used in again this if we are looking at a business perspective. So in a marketing, communication, sales, leadership, negotiation, and so forth. I personally am teaching a lot of people. I'm teaching to a lot of industrialists that how NLP would be helping you in terms of if you want to increase your sales or if you want to strategize your marketing strategies. So how we're gonna do it? There are different kind of tricks and techniques which is there for negotiation and team building and so forth. Of course, NLP would help you out to be a potential leader and if you whatever you want to achieve. So if NLP is always there to help you out to provide you different kind of a tools, techniques, and the way of doing it. So that is a good whenever you really want to achieve so that increase your productivity and your satisfaction. So now let us understand that what is NLP. All right. Is anybody aware that what is NLP, the full form of NLP? Just put in chat box. Okay. All right. Okay. So the full form of NLP, there are a lot of different people they are calling it, natural language programming and all. But this NLP is all about neuro linguistic programming. So neuro is basically related to your mind. दिमाग में आता है, लैंग्वेज बनती है एंड यू प्रोग्राम योर लैंग्वेज. हम एवे कुछ भी कभी भी नहीं बोलते हैं. So there is always a program behind whatever you are talking or reacting to some event. So now let us understand that what is exactly an NLP. All right, so neuro. So how many senses we have? Is anybody having more than 5 senses? If you have more than 5 senses, please put yes in chat box. All right, so we have total 5 senses, and through that we take information inside, like looking, hearing, tasting, smelling, and feeling. So we take information inside, and that's what we are storing everything in our mind. So that is all about a neuro. Then there is a part of a linguistics. So through our language, so that indicates that we use language to order thoughts and behaviors and communicate with others. I know everybody is talking in some language, or you don't know any language. Is there anybody in the room that they don't know any language? Say no. No in chat box at least, so I come to know that there is nobody who doesn't know any language. There is no. Of course, yes. So neuro linguistic and programming. So हम कभी कभी सोचते हैं whenever there is something is happening, so what to react to that. So behind that reaction, what sort of things which is happening in your mind, that is nothing but a programming which happened to your mind. And that's what all about neuro linguistic and programming. So the programming refers to the way we choose to organize our ideas and action into the to produce the different results which we really want. So there are few more definitions in NLP. You know, there are a lot of people, and even if you, after learning this thing, you would come up with your own different language. If you are asking me that, okay, Kruti, what is how do you define NLP? So I just only know one thing, that it is a language of your brain. That's what my definition which I have given to the NLP. So there are a number of different definitions which people have given to the NLP, and those are certain definitions. NLP is all about reprogramming your mind for success. It is art and science of communication. See, guys, there are a lot of interesting definitions people have given inside. You also just write after this in chat box that what is your favorite definition in this, and that exactly attracted to learn this NLP to you. The next one is a communication model. NLP is a communication model based on working with the patterns of thinking, language, and behavior. NLP is the key to successful communication. It is a set of powerful influencing strategies. So, isn't that an interesting, guys? A process by which you can achieve what you want in life. It is an attitude of mind. That is something, a big thing in itself. And skills and techniques for designing and creating your future. ये creating your future और future में क्या होने वाला है and कैसे होने वाला है, you always listen this thing from a different astrologer and all that people, isn't that? But do you really feel it is exciting, guys? Just put in a chat box, it's really exciting, so it makes me also excited and to have more. I have a question, ma'am. Will you share this presentation with all participants? Definitely. We'll see if I can do that. Okay, thank you. So let us go further. So now again, this NLP is all about, in a very nut and shell, if I have to tell you. So what do I want to achieve in my life? So we all have a different set of a goal that, okay, I want to achieve this, I want to achieve this and this. So we have the different goals, which is personal level. But you have a lot of goals. You have goals in a business, you have goals in relationships, and you have goals in health. And there are many more areas in your life which complete your circle of life. And you have a lot of things to achieve in all these different areas in your life. And NLP has a different tools and techniques which provides the way towards a desired result. So ultimately, NLP is all about an outcome. यूजुअली क्या होता है ना, कल मैं सुबह में उठ के मैं ये काम करूंगी, मैं ये काम करूंगी, मैं ये करूंगी, मैं वो करूंगी, ये सब होता है ना हमारे लाइफ में. बट एनएलपी अगर करना है ना अप्लाई, सो यू हैव टू आइडेंटिफाई कि अच्छा ठीक है, कल पूरे दिन में मेरे को 3 तो काम करना ही करना है. So NLP only works if you decide first the outcome. You need to be very specific on your outcome. If you are specific in that, probably NLP is the terrific for you and it's gonna help you out in any way. So now let us understand NLP communication. So what is exactly that? So just a human communication model. In this communication, I'm not gonna show you that how you gonna write a mail, or how you gonna talk with other people, or it's not that communication at all, guys. This communication is totally different. So just understand that some event which is happening in your life, so this is the event. For example, if you consider this webinar, it's happening right now, and you all are listening to this, you all are observing this, you all are looking at it, you all are feeling at it. So all 5 senses, people are feeling in a different way. So something happened. So there are basically 3 major filters which happened in our brain. And those 3 major filters are when information go inside your brain, that could be a distort, some information probably you could be delete, and you generalize information. Now example, आप सब अभी बैठे हैं, आपके रूम में एसी चालू है, फैन चालू है, are you listening the voice? Now if I'm telling you, now you're observing the voices. Till now, you are deleting all these things. You distort the information. For example, आज ना आपने ये रेड कलर की टाई पहनी है ना, मतलब ठीक है, it's good, it's not up to the mark. So you are giving the labeling, you are changing the meaning. That means something, you are distorting the information in a different way. You generalize the information. You are sitting on a chair, somebody beside you also sitting in a chair. We call everything is a chair wherein we are sitting, just like one person can sit in. So that's what we generalize, and but we call it as a chair. So we generalize a lot of information, that everybody is doing that. But what everybody? Who all are, who all are those who comes under the everybody? We don't know that. So we distort information, we delete information, and we make very much generalized things. Apart from this, we have few more filters, which are very specific filters, and they are language which you are using, memories which has been there in your mind, and decisions, your personality traits, values and beliefs, attitudes, and so on and so forth. Here I will give you one of the example. I had one of the client, he was the photographer. So now what happened to him, that he came to me and he asked me that, Kruti, I had a problem. And the problem was, whenever I am going to my client, I am unable to ask money. I do great work. I complete the project. I delivered the complete photos and everything I do. But then, when the time comes to ask money, probably I'm very poor at. And if my client is asking me, okay, you have to give me 20% discount, 30% discount. So I used to give easily to that. But at the end of the month, my pocket is missing something. So how would I ask money from my client, even though I've worked properly? It's not something that I haven't worked. I've already worked, I've delivered, but then also something is missing. So here, when I have identified his 1, 2, 3, 4, 10 values of his career. So guys, just imagine his first value, it was a desire. Second value was encourage. Third was skillfulness, so on and so forth. And the value which is related to the money, which is a wealth value, that came somewhat around 9 number. So just imagine that wealth is at 9 number, and how it is very difficult for that person to ask money. So NLP here helped, I helped that person to shift from that 9 number to 4 number. Isn't that a good and interesting thing? Say yes in the chat box. Isn't that an interesting thing, guys? So values and our beliefs, they're very much important, and we never know sometimes that, we really want to do something, but something is missing. Something is stopping us from not doing it. So that is an excellent thing to know here in NLP, that how it is really helping you to achieve your goals. So now these all are filters. Then the information got filtered and they pass through your internal senses. Now here the word called a state. State is nothing but you are going into a different state. You are going to the different emotion. So for example, if this event is something happening and you're at your home, if you're watching some movie, right? So the movie, that is considered it's an event, and you got some emotional scene into it, and you get lot of this filter here, and you found that some of your personality traits which is there, and you start crying. So here your internal state, your state, and your physiology, everything become very sad, and you become depressed and sad, and you start crying just because that you saw something. So that is how that everything comes, and then the behavior, and then the result. So guys, in NLP, how I help my client, or how people are benefited through NLP, because in NLP we start with the result. Here what happens in a routine life, that result would be the last. But here in NLP we start with the result, then we strategize our behavior, and then we go further that what sort of filter I require, and what sort of filter which help me to strengthen my internal resources to achieve the target. Isn't that an interesting? So this is what all about a communication model which is there in NLP. All right. So I have a few examples and few pictures to show you here. So in this picture, can somebody write in a chat box that what is something you find, delete, distort, or generalize here? A bird in the bush. Just see the picture and write in the chat box what do you feel out of this picture. What is something which is unusual you find it? Absolutely, absolutely. It is two times which is there. So sometimes we delete the information, guys. So this is the best example. I'm putting you in another picture. Now you tell me that what do you see in this picture? All right, good. And what is the other word you even see in the picture? Amazing, good and evil. So there are two pictures. Again, the information got distorted in a different way. This is the best example of it. Okay, now in third picture, what do you see in the third picture? Absolutely, optical and illusion. There are two things which is there in the third picture. And now, can you tell me in this? Absolutely, you and me. Is there any other thing which you find in this picture also, which is even different? Maybe you are deleting something. Come on, guys. Absolutely, somebody has written delete. So it's you see the words they have written. It's a delete. Spelling is wrong. That's a distorm rather than dis. And generally, so it's all a different one. So this is how, guys, we are deleting a lot of information. We distort and we generalize a lot of things in our routine life. So here I have one video. Probably the sound you won't be able to see, but make sure you are going to see the wordings and it's there written the full statements. And just look at the video. Did you see that moonwalking bear, guys? Say yes or no in the chat box, please. Yes, no, yes, no, yes. So there are a lot of things which we delete in our routine life. Now just see the video again. Absolutely. So it is easy to miss something you are not looking for. So this is something all about that these filters are very much important in our life, that we delete information, we distort. But now let us understand that how this is going to help us in our routine life. Just wait, it's not working. All right. So now let us understand that what do we mean about the deletion? We omitting sometimes certain information. So how exactly this happened in a language? For example, you see people, they're telling that that was good. So how you gonna challenge this kind of statements when you see that the information, the basic information is deleted? So you definitely challenge with asking a question, what aspect is good specifically you thought in that? The next is she made me angry. So in that case, again, in what way she made you an angry? Clients are making it very difficult. This is what we are telling every time, that clients are making it very difficult. But you are talking about which client and how will it be difficult? So while especially when you are feeling that the information which is not there in statements, or you found that it's not there, so ask questions in that okay, to obtain more information, and ask and use certain words like exactly how do you feel, exactly, specifically, can you please tell me precisely. In our BNI we always tell, that specific is terrific. So you, do you have anything in this specific in these things? No, that was good, she made me angry, clients are making it very difficult. But then there is what is specific, angry, what is specific, which client you're talking about. So we don't know, and just because of these things our mind gets confused. So this is not only with, well, you're talking with the other people, but it is even with your own self. So when you are looking at yourself in the mirror, yes, today I'm looking beautiful. But can you describe that what sort of beautiful you look today? What is something different in you which you find it? So be specific, whatever you are talking about, whatever you want to convey about. So this is what about deletion, that a particular filter which we have our own brain. So now let us talk about distortion, changing the meaning. Different, we are giving labeling to a thought. So few questions in things in that. Wearing this kind of a ring means you are married. Are we doing this every time in life or not? Yes. When you are looking some girls that okay fine, she is having this particular ring in her this finger, so probably I feel that she is married. So it happens. But then what specifically? It is about, that what specifically about this ring makes you feel like that? Just because that she is wearing in this third finger, or what exactly? Your father is very well known. You will get this project easily. ऐसा होता है लाइफ में, बोलते हैं लो फ्रेंड्स अपने को. A lot of times it happens. But how does this guarantee about a project? Just because that my father is very well known. Looking at your behavior, I feel you are upset with me. But how do you know that my behavior made you feel upset? So there are lots of things, we distort information, we change the meaning. We change the meaning because we have a different experience, we have a different value sets, we have a different beliefs in our mind, and that make us to change this meaning, and we distort the information the way we want. So whenever this kind of a things happen, even with yourself or whenever you are talking with people, ask question to identify the meaning, and use words like how do you know, who says that, there are a lot of people who says that kabhi kisi ne bola tha ki aisa aisa and aisa hua tha, something, some sort of like that. But who told you like that? you know Now let us talk about generalization. This is my favorite one. Taking specific experience and making it generalized. So the first thing, you always fight with me. This is something I'm telling you. My husband, I'm definitely going to give example here about my husband, because he always keep on telling me that Kruti, you fight with me a lot and this is not done. So I started asking, okay fine, when was the last time I fought with you? So he told 2 days back only. I said, wow. मैंने बोला, before that, when was the time when I fought with you? So he told that, okay, I guess 15 days ago. मैंने बोला, what is the even before that? So he told, I think a month ago. So I asked him a simple question, that don't you think so 2 times or 3 times a month I can fight with you? Otherwise how would I be a wife? Isn't that? So this is something very interesting. You fight with me every time. People are making it so generalized, they are just making it like uh, everybody and all people are like this, and nobody's taking care of me, nobody's talking to me, I'm feeling very alone. So this kind of a things we always generalize in our routine life. So the next here is all my clients are not in position to make my payments in next 2 months. Are you really talking about all clients, or someone you are talking about, or maybe 2 or 3 clients? Isn't that? But if we are talking only this, that all my clients are not in position to make me a payment. So that will create your pressure. That will, make you feel depressed. So don't generalize the things. Put specific. Okay, these 3 clients are there. Otherwise, there are 5, 6 more clients. They're definitely gonna pay me in this month only. So you will immediately get relief in your life. Everything is going wrong. लाइफ में ऐसे बोलते हैं ना यार, सब 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 बुरा हो रहा है मेरे साथ, इधर भी बुरा, उधर भी बुरा, उधर भी बुरा, उधर भी बुरा, सब बुरा हो रहा है. बट everything or just one thing or two things which is going wrong in your life. So generalization is something very important to understand, because when we are putting a lot of dialogues with our own self, so this is something very interesting and we really need to know. So in this case, ask question to make conversation more specific. Use words when was the last time? Is it really an everyone? You're talking about all. So what exactly you are talking about? So this is something a generalization. So these are the 3 different filters. All right. So now let us go to the principles to be a great entrepreneur. So guys, there are 3 principles, and believe me, you all are aware of all these 3 principles, but today you are going to get a different perspective of looking those principles. So we will start with the first, responsibility for change. So for this particular exercise, I just want that there's a small activity which I want to do. So you all are at your home because we all are in the lockdown condition. So just close your eyes. Just close your eyes for a moment and make sure if you have closed your eyes, write yes in chat box so I come to know that you are still looking at me. All right. So when you close your eyes, now just relax the muscles around your eyes. Just relax. Make them so much of relaxed that you cannot have more than this relaxation ever in your life. Just make your muscle loose, just feel relaxed, and just hold that relaxation for in half a minute. All right, can you open the eyes, guys? So how do you feel? Do you really feel sleepy? It is really feeling hard to open the eyes. What did you feel? Yes? Yes? Absolutely. See guys, now responsibility for change. This is very fun exercise because I haven't done it. I haven't told you to do this. You have done it. You have done the relaxation. You have closed your eyes. Whatever it's been done, it's you have done, not me. So, our Gandhiji has, he has given a beautiful quote on this, that if you want change, then be change. So it's, if you want something to get changed, then don't blame others just because of this person, probably I wouldn't get a result, because this something has gone wrong in my life, and because of that only this happened. We does this every time in our life. So don't blame situation, don't blame anybody, don't blame any person. Just take responsibility and be the change. Whenever you are thinking that I'm really want to, I'm gonna change that person, he or he is not responding the way I want, but okay, let's see, I'll change him. So guys, you will be in big trouble because you cannot change anyone. If you want change, if you want that person should get changed, then there has to be a change in you first. So the first thing for a great entrepreneur is responsibility for change is only yours. Nobody else is going to do it. All right. So the second thing, perception is projection. What we recognize outside ourselves, it what we are inside. Otherwise, how would we know what it was? So what is inside is really you. The moment a projection or a judgment about someone or something else comes, into consciousness, it's your own perception. Are you all agree with this? Put yes in chat box, so I come to know that you all are awakened now and not with the closed eyes. So I come to know that you all just, all right. There are a lot of people who have opened their eyes and they are here. Thank you. All right, so there's a little story over here. Have you heard this story? If anybody has heard this story, so just put yes in the chat box, because this is very well-known story. So once upon a time, there was elephant, and there were 6 guys you see here, the small children. Everybody is blindfolded, and they asked to see and feel a different body part of an elephant, and then they asked a question that this person, the first person, when he was asked that what do you feel, how is an elephant, so he told it's because it's having a teeth in his hand, so he told that it's very hard. So see the perception of a first person, that elephant is very hard. Now if we're looking at the second person, so he is telling that elephant is very thin. Is it possible? But still the perception is there. He has completely a different overview of an elephant. Now, if you're asking the third person, so he will tell that elephant is quite big, but we don't know what sort of bigness he felt. So and so forth. When you are asking the last person that what do you feel that how this elephant is, so the person is telling that it's just like a rope. I can feel it in my hand, and I can, moving in my hand, and it's just like a rope. So, guys, these are a different position. But when you really, we always see it's my reality, it's your reality, and there's a truth. Isn't that? So, perception is projection. I have another beautiful thing. Just look at this rhino and his horn. Whatever picture he is making, everywhere you see his horn is there in between, because his perception is always like this. So how do we perceive person, places, and events? So the both the people here you are looking at, one person is telling 6 and one person is telling 9, so both are correct. The only matter that at what position you are standing and what exactly you are looking. So this is all about perception. Now here I would really love to share one of the story which I had. I had one of the client. Uh, she was a little girl, like, she was not little, but she was studying in a standard 10th, and she came to me. Her parents made her to that you should go to and you should meet this auntie, and she is very good and all that. So she came to me, and she told that my parents, they are not so good. I asked why, what happened to you? So she told me that no, they are always asking me to study and study, and they are not, even my mom, she is busy with her own work, homework, and the office work. My father is always busy with his office work and everything. So I made her, I asked her, okay, fine, now can you come into the position of your mother? Just feel like your mother and behave like your mother. So just understand what sort of responsibilities your mother is having in routine life. So she just thought, and she just wrote everything, different points on a paper, and she just told me that okay, fine, if I would be a mother, so I have to wake up early, I have to do my all the work, household work, I have to go to office sharp at 9, I have to punch there, then I have to come back at 6:30 in evening, then I have to cook for the I have to cook food for the family, entire family. So this whole scene, when she realized that, oh my god, my mom is, she is doing so many things, so she has changed a different position from her to her mother. Now I asked her that okay, fine, now just go to your father's position, that what sort of your father's activity throughout your day. So that's what the same thing she told me, that okay, he wake up early in the morning, he used to go to the gym, after gym he comes up to the me, and then he go to the office and he's doing this, so many things she wrote. And then she realized that okay, I understand they should not have this much of time, because whatever they are doing, it's for me ultimately. So you just imagine, guys, when you have a different perception from different position, so you will be so much empathized. So in NLP, there is a very good technique. We used to call it a perceptual position, wherein you can feel there are five different perceptual position. It's like my position, your position. The third position is something like a CCTV camera, you know. So how you get the feel of all different position, and you can feel empathize for the other person, and you can be very cool and calm at that moment. So now let us understand this cause and effect. This is another beautiful principle. So what is cause and what is effect? So isn't an effect is what happens in a story, and a cause is why something happens. For example, if I wake up early in the morning, I can go to the gym. So here the cause is if I wake up early in the morning, and the effect is I could go to the gym. So usually what happens in life, that we always focus on effect side. And if we focus on effect side, we get okay, because of I but this something, my one of my friends, she did not call me, so probably I could not go to the gym even though I wake up early in the morning. So you have number of reasons for not happening things, but believe me guys, you just be at cause side. Okay, fine, फैमिली में डेथ होती है किसी की, तो आप घर पे किसी के जाते हो और ऐसा बोलते हो कि हाँ देखो अभी कितना बुरा हुआ ना आपके साथ में, देखो ये चले गए, अभी देखो आपका घर कौन संभालेगा, अभी आपके बच्चों का ध्यान कौन रखेगा. आर वी टॉकिंग लाइक दिस? No, we are not talking like this. So there we focus on a cause, that okay, it happened, we accept it, that it happened, now it's done, now what next? So now you have to be very much, you have to have a lot of strength in you, you have to work hard now so you can do better for yourself and your family. So we tell like this. So the same thing happened with us in our business every time. So thought is a cause and experience is an effect. If you don't like the effects in your life, you have to change the nature of your thinking. Believe me, guys, this is a wonderful thing. When you have anything, any problem in your life, because of this is not happening. So, okay, fine. This had happened, accept it, and what's next? If you are practicing this thing on a routine basis, believe me, you could able to convert your problems into opportunities, because we never know that by problems only if you're talking only about the problems, so we get only problems. And there is a beautiful thing in NLP, I must tell you, that if I ask you all one question, just think of an elephant. What do you have thought for, guys? Write in a chat box. Just think of an elephant. What do you have thought for? Elephant? Elephant? Okay, huge. Okay. All right. Now I am telling you, don't think of an elephant. Don't think think of an elephant. So again, what do you thought for? The same thing, guys. So understand one thing. This is our basic rule of our brain and mind, that our mind doesn't process any negatives. We have lots of things with us, that I don't want this. I don't know what I want, but I know that at least couple of things which I don't want in my life. Is that happened with all of us, right? So whatever you want, be focused only on that. Don't focus what you don't want exactly in your life. Just leave it. So here I have a small exercise for all of you, and if you are doing it well, you would be feel it that exactly how it works with you, and this is amazing experience you're going to have. So again, I will tell you to close your eyes if you really feel, and if you really want to experience something different, that how you can convert disliking from a disliking to a liking, or maybe a liking to a disliking. If you really want, just close your eyes, and if once you have closed your eyes, put yes in a chat box, so I come to know that you have closed your eyes. All right, so now I'm going to tell you, just think of that person in your life, that this person, you don't like that person in a life. Just think of that person to whom you hate, or maybe you don't like to see that person, or maybe you don't want that person into your life. So I'm giving you 15 seconds. Just think of that person. Just think of that person. Just create an image of that person. Make that image a big. If there any sound which is associated to that particular image, just have it. All right. Now you can open your eyes. Okay. So what time it's there in your watch? Can you please put it on chat box? What is the time right now? Only 4 people are awake. Otherwise, everyone is feeling sleepy, guys. Okay, okay. There are a lot of people now putting time. Okay. So now again, I'll make you that just close your eyes. Just close your eyes for a moment now, guys. All right. So now I'm gonna make you think about a person in your life who is your very favorite, to whom you love most, and that person is gonna be the best in your life ever you have. So just think of that person. Just create an image of that person in your mind. Just make that image a bigger, and put lot of colors into it and make it more brighter. So I'm leaving you with this 15 seconds from now. All right, open your eyes. Can somebody tell me now what is your telephone mobile number? Can you please drop your mobile number into the chat box? Fatafat. Okay, all right. So many people, so many people. Thank you so much for a wonderful response. Now, again, I want all of you to close your eyes. Now you see the miracle. Just close your eyes and follow my instruction, whatever I'm going to say to you. All right, it seems that everybody has closed their eyes. And now I'm going to ask that, now just imagine that both the person, one person which you don't like and the other person to whom you love most, now both the person, they are standing just in front of you, and they're shaking hands with each other, and they're talking and they're laughing. So just think of both the people, they are just standing in front of you, they're looking at each other, they're talking with each other, they're shaking hands, and they're very happy by talking with each other. So again, I'm putting you with this for 15 seconds to think on that more. All right, open your eyes, guys. So how do you feel exactly? So now, what are your feelings for the person to whom you love most, and what are your feelings about the person you hate? Can you please write down in a chat box something, or you feel heavy? Yeah, because you don't like, you see the person. Oh, how did they know each other? Anger? Say hello, okay. Any other comment? Any other guys? Please put in a chat box. All right. So this is something, wow, feeling light and free. This is amazing. One person confused. Yes. So when you become confused, that is the first step towards your happiness. Very excited, reverse feeling, or don't care. Amazing. That comment is really good. Don't care. All right. So there are a lot of different comments. You must be having a lot of different feelings in your mind about the for both the people. So this is how you change the image. Now I'll tell you another example. How many of you have gone restaurant for dinner? Not in this lockdown period, but somewhere once upon a time you have visited any restaurant for dinner. Anybody just put yes in the chat box. Yes, yes, yes. So many yes. All right, that's really great. So just guys, imagine you went to the restaurant and you love the food, you love the ambience, you love the service, you love everything, whatever there in that restaurant. So you went and visit that restaurant again. So the second time you went, and again the experience and everything was gonna double fabulous. So now you have decided you're gonna visit the same restaurant third time, and you've invited a couple of your friends and family to the restaurant along with you. It was amazing experience you had, but only one thing happened when you came back midnight, somewhat around 1 o'clock in very early morning. You had a vomiting. So, do you really prefer to go to the same restaurant again? Can you please put in a chat box? No, no. No. Yes. Okay. Maybe. No. No. Most of the cases, no. Because that particular incident of having vomiting, that has completely changed the image in your mind of that restaurant. So, this is what NLP does. So, when you decide an outcome that I don't want to go to that restaurant, that is your outcome if you have decided. So, you just identify the reverse strategy. Now I'll tell you, this is a reel which I have done with my son. So it's something like 2 3 years back. This had happened that we were going, like me, my husband and my son were going in a car, and we all had decided we're gonna eat ice cream on that night. And yeah, we all were ready, and somehow what happened, I don't know, my son, he saw some, the ice candy, something which was on a street of this Ahmedabad. And he thought and he started asking, now I want an ice candy. We usually call it, it's like a baraf ka gola, which is there in summer every time you get in Ahmedabad, in so many places. So we were not, me and my husband was, we were not agree, and we explained him a lot, but then he started crying, and that I wanted and I wanted. So I play the same game with him, that okay, let me apply my NLP knowledge, and let me uh, get an outcome what I want, that he is going to tell me that no mama, I don't want to eat. So guys, just understand this, what I did with him. I asked him a question that, okay, fine. Do you know, beta, that this is baraf ka gola, which is made of what exactly? So he said, he was like, of course, mom, it's made of an ice. And whenever, what is then ice? That ice, when that came from? So he told that, of course, from the water. And I said, what is the then water? कहाँ से आया वो पानी? So he said, of course, what we are drinking on a daily basis, it's a mineral water. I said, no, beta. See, and that was my luck at that time, which was working, that some street dogs were there. So I told him that no, this is something like this. Dogs, they have done some shits and pee, and so that everything which is there in Baraf Kagola, and that that water contains all this stuff, and from that water they made an ice, and from that ice you are getting this ice candy. So he was laughing at me, you are making me fool, mama. I said, no, seriously, I'm telling you. So again he asked me a question that why it's not stinking if there are a lot of things which is there inside. So I asked him that, okay, fine. You saw there are a lot of different kind of flavors which were added on it. Why this flavors on the ice candy? It's just because that it will not stink. And couple of minutes he thought for something, and he told me that, okay, fine, Chalan, I'll eat ice cream also along with you. I said, no, 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 no. Now we are going to eat only ice candy. In fact, we all are going to eat ice candy, and you will be getting not one, you will be getting three. And you won't believe, guys, literally he was that, no, now I want to eat ice cream, I don't want to eat baraf ka gola. So that is how you can change an image. So you can play with the NLP in lot of different ways, and you can have lots of things in in a routine life with your own self, and how you're gonna, you just need to decide what outcome you want in your life, and that outcome will lead you what your action should be at this moment. So this is what the three principles. Now let us go into the your thinking pattern. Now this is very interesting topic. This is my favorite one, and there are three main thinking patterns which we have. So we know that there are five senses through that we take the information in, but we are talking about only three senses over here. So our three major thinking pattern. So the first one is a visual, second one is an auditory, and third one is a kinesthetic. So let us understand all these three, that what they are and how it is going to help us. So understand this first, visual. You think in a picture. You represent ideas, memories, and imagination as mental image. For example, a picture of a cup of coffee. So if I am asking that let's have a cup of coffee, so there are people, those who will imagine a cup of coffee. There are people who will imagine a voice which is coming from coffee machine. There are people who will feel the aroma of a coffee. So they have a different thinking pattern, even for the cup of coffee. So what is your thinking pattern? Just understand that with this few things. So the second is auditory. You think in a sound. This is something strange, but yes, you think in a sound. These sounds could be voices or noises. For example, the sound of coffee machine. And third thing, it's a kinesthetic. That is a feeling. You represent thoughts as a feeling, either internal emotions or the thoughts of a physical touch. We will include taste and smell in this category of feelings also. The taste of the coffee, for example, or the aroma. So I'll give you the best example. How many of you have ever been to a school? Put yes in a chat box. How many of you have been to the school so far? Yes? Yes, so many people? Alright. So guys, tell me that teacher, when she enters in a room, she used to have she used to have a book in her hand. She reads it out and reads it out. Every students will get the same stuff, but only few students would understand immediately, few students would understand after, and few students would understand only if they do it. All right. So we all have a different learning way. We all have a different thinking pattern in us. So if, for example, when you are sitting here, when you are sitting in some business meeting, so those people, those who are visual thinker, if they don't get a PPT to see, if they don't get some leaflet to see, if they don't get something to see, they won't be able to understand the things the way it has to be smooth. There are people, the auditory people. Now, if auditory people are sitting and you are making kit 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 of your pen noise or something, probably they would be getting disturbed like anything. They need some sounds. They need something they think in a sound. Even if you see there are a lot of people, even at your school time, or even you see a lot of children, that when they are learning something in their books, they speak it very loudly, and just because through their own voices they understand it very well. You see there are a lot of people, those who are looking at anywhere in the whole room, but their ears are always to the voices. So this kind of a people are very much auditory thinkers and kinesthetic. Now I must tell you, all the backbenchers in your school are kinesthetic people. If they would be given a project of something of doing it, they would be the first one to do it. Isn't that? So kinesthetic people, they really want to do it. They want to feel it, that okay, how it exactly feels, how it exactly goes, and how it exactly works. So which do you communicate more in? You are a visual thinker, you are a kinesthetic thinker, or you are an auditory thinker. So this is something very interesting. So there is a psychometric test to it. I am sorry I would not be able to provide it here on this platform, but yeah, if anybody really want to know that their score, that what exactly they are, a visual, kinesthetic, or auditory, please ping me. I'll definitely provide you, and will give you the result also on that. So let us understand that if you don't have a psychometric test and you are in your business, so how would understand your client that your client is a visual thinker or a kinesthetic thinker or an auditory thinker? So let us understand this. So how do you identify visual thinker? So usually visual thinkers जो होते हैं, they receive the information, they have a different pattern to it. So they receive the information through seeing, through visual aids, or watching live demonstration. This kind of a people, they love to watch movies. They memorized by picture. जब एग्जाम में लिखने बैठते हैं ना, then they would recall the completely pages of a books. They could see the images of the books. They could see the madam who is speaking on in a classroom, what she's speaking, and the whole board, whatever it's there. So they are memorized in a way of pictures. They are less distracted by noises. As I told you that those who are in, auditory, if you find somebody is constantly getting annoyed with even small noise, just understand that this person is an auditory thinker. So now what about the voice and processing speed of this particular visual thinker? They are having a quite chin up, very high voice, and they speak very fast. They're learning. They need an overall view and purpose and a vision for details, cautions until mentally clear. So this kind of a people, they really need an overview of it, because they want to see that okay, well, not small details, but overall how it looks, because that thing only make them satisfied. How they recall, they remember what was seen. Understand, not what was listened, but what was seen. Their body language, lots of movements and gestures. Their breathing pattern, it's quite high, shallow breathing in the top part of the chest. So this is all about a visual thinker. So just understand, if you have a client, even if you are feeling something out of this, so you should understand that okay, now this client, if I'm gonna talk to him about the discounts and all, probably he won't be satisfying at very first moment. So what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna show the product. I'm gonna show all the features to the product with a lot of visual aids. So that works with this kind of a client. Another thing that apart from this, there is always a language. Visual thinker are speaking specific language. So now what's that language? So they use language. I have the specific phrases I have noted down here. For example, I get the picture. It's clear now. I see what you mean. It appears to be clean. He is very focused. Look at those paintings. things are a bit hazy. I take a dim view of that. The future looks bright. He is in a black mood today. I look forward to seeing you. We have a clever way forward, a colorful expression. So just imagine visual thinkers, they when they speak something, even now you can observe my language also, that I am a visual thinker or auditory or a kinesthetic, even from my language. So when you're talking to someone, just little bit be observer and understand what sort of language he or she is using. Now exactly what sort of words this kind of a thinker they think and they use in their life. So they use the look, see, pinpoint, clarity, appear, view, witness, show, outlook, focused, hazy, flash, inspect, imagine, picture, and so forth. So this kind of words in language. From that, you would get to know that was this person is a visual thinker, and now I know that what I need to serve this visual thinker. So this is all about a visual thinker. Now let us understand. See her ears, beautiful big ears. So identify an auditory thinker. So how they receive information, they hearing, speaking, reading aloud, discussing or processing thoughts aloud. They easily get distracted even for a small noises. Their voice and processing speed are melodious, they're very much melodious in their tone, resonant, and at a very medium space. They're learning by dialogues both internally and externally, tries alternative verbally first. This kind of a people, they need language, they need to listen something to understand. How they recall, so they remember what was discussed or heard. Their body language, it may be titled to the side in thought in the telephone position. It's like this kind of a people, you see that their one side head, it's something like in this position, so that the ears are in exactly in the direction from the voice is coming. So they are very much, they're looking at anywhere, but their ears are always to the voice from where it's coming. The breathing pattern, so even breathing in a middle part of a chest cavity. So this is how you can identify a auditory thinker. If this kind of a client you have, so you need to operate in a different way with that client. So now identify auditor thinker with, they are using some different kind of a language. So just look at few phrases I have also noted down here. So I tell myself to take care. I'm glad to hear it. Tell me how it is. My teeth are chattering. Let me explain. We are in harmony. Listen to yourself. We are in tune with each other. It was music to my ears. I'm pleased you said that. So this kind of a phrase, you always see a kind of a different language with specifically auditory thinkers, they are using it. So now what sort of words, in specific words if we are talking about, so the hear, listen, sound, announce, harmonize, tune in out, be all ears, rings, audible, attune, outspoken, voice, tell, announce, interview. So there are so many words which they are using. Talk, which is the wonderful and the biggest word ever they use. So this is all about to identify an auditory thinker. So especially if you have with this kind of a client, so you just tell them all sort of discounts, what people are telling about your product. These people are really interested to listen a lot of stuff about your product. So just tell them, make them listen, and you would be getting a different response from them. It is something like, when we are working with this thinking pattern, it's something like if I went to buy Cadbury Dairy Milk, and dairy milk was not there, and probably I got an perk. So ultimately it is a chocolate, but I wanted a dairy milk. So if I did not get a dairy milk, probably I'm not satisfied. I will not visit that shop again. So to understand that, okay, fine, this person is only a Cadbury Dairy Milk person and not a perk person. So how would I offer? Only by understanding a different language, that boss, this is a perk person and this is a Dairy Milk person. So there you can use this different thinking patterns. So now let us understand about the kinesthetic. This kind of a thinker, you have always seen in your life. This is the very common with all the kinesthetic thinkers, that you see there are a lot of people, those who are coming very close to you and they're talking. Sometimes we feel very discomfort, but it happens to be. But this kind of a people, believe me, they are very much kinesthetic thinkers. So how they receive information? All right. So feeling physically or emotionally, sense of touch, use of hands and fingers, the visuals, they love to see the clappings are happening. The auditory people, they just love to hear the voices, but kinesthetic people, believe me guys, they really want to clap to understand what is that experience is all about, because they're very much in need of feeling of what exactly happened. So they learn by doing. So their voice and processing speed, it's chin down, low and deeper tonality, often slow and very soft with many pauses. Because in each and every word, they're trying to feel something. They learn through manipulating and actual doing the things. They recall, remember an overall impression of what was experienced. It was not heard or a seen, but what was experienced. And that's how they recall the things. Body language. Their head down, relaxed muscle tone, may gesture to abandon and midline. The breathing pattern, deeper breathing from the abdomen. So this is all about the kinesthetic thinker. Now let us understand what sort of language they are using it. So the language which they are, I have noted down couple of phrases about that. I tell myself to take care. I'm glad to hear it. Just understand couple of words which they have used. Tell me how it is. My teeth are chattering. Let me explain. We are in harmony. And this sort of words they use: feel, touch, flow, grasp, hold, catch on, tap into, shift, throw out, turn around, hard. So you just see there are lots of words which they are using, which is related to a different emotion and feelings, which is associated to any experience which has been done with any event. So this is all about a different kind of thinker, whether they are a visual thinker, whether they are an auditory thinker, or whether they are an kinesthetic thinker. So now let us have something about it, that in a business meetings, how would you identify a visuals, auditory and kinesthetic? So visual, an image of all the agreed actions written up on the whiteboard or not, with the names and against each other. Usually in BNI meeting, the people, those who are very much visual, they would come and they will see this name badge, it's not there, this chair is not like this. So this kind of visual people, they see only the things which is around them, and so you can easily identify who are the visual people in your meeting as well. So in auditory especially, they are really interested to talk about it. They're least interested to see or feel. They are really interested to talk about that what happened. And kinesthetic people, they are really interested. This kind of people, they come first and shake hands, and they always take the things in feeling. If they feel satisfied, they would be only get whatever they want. So this kind of this three different kind of a thinkers which we have. All right. So this is something very interesting. eye patterns. So this is after phobia cure. This is the second thing in NLP. Why NLP is very famous across the globe. So this is something eye pattern. Now I'm going to tell you that if you come to know that a person is remembering the information or a person is constructing the information, you would come to know only with the eye movements. Isn't that interesting, guys? Say yes or no in a chat box. It's been long that we have used chat box. Believe me, guys, it's really gonna big fun, because then there are sort of questions I'm gonna put also here. You can practice with your because you all are in lockdown conditions, so you can go to your family and you can check whether they are remembering or whether they are constructing. So ultimately, you come to know the person is telling you a lie or a truth. Isn't that interesting? All right. So let us understand the first thing. Okay. Did you see the eyes are moving? Say yes. Eyes were moved. All right. So the eyes moved right hand side upward. So that is what we have I've written VR. That's a visual recall. Visual recall. That means a person is thinking visually and recalling the information, not constructing, but recalling an information. All right. So did you see the eyes are moving again? Please put in a chat box. Use this chat box as maximum as you can, guys. Please put in a chat box, because that is the only, which is motivating me to tell you more and more about it. Isn't that? So now this is AR, auditory recall. So if eyes are moving sideways, so this is a right side, this is auditory recall. So if a person's eyes are going in this direction, so you can think that this person is thinking in an auditory way and recalling the information. All right. Now you see again the eyes are moving in a different direction. Amazing. So that's something in AD, that is an auditory digital. So if a person's eyes go to your right hand side downwards, that means that person is thinking something logically. Thinking something logically. Auditory digital. Now let us understand that, okay, fine. So eyes are again moving. So that eyes were moving left hand side upward. Yeah, somebody has written. Can you explain? Yes, it will come even in next slide also. So just be hold on. If you are something missing up here, it will come in next slide also. So you'll be getting better idea. And we are going to have a lot of exercise on this. So just stay online. And now you see the eyes are moving again, the left hand side sideways, that is AC, that means auditory construct. So guys, just imagine if the eyes were moving, the left hand side upward, that means the person is visualizing but constructing the information, and auditory thinking and listening something and constructing the information, and K is your kinesthetic part. So left hand side downwards, if the eyes are moving, that means that person going into the feeling side and they are thinking with feeling. So this is what all about eye pattern, and this is, believe me guys, it's working magically. When you experience it, you would definitely gonna do it today at your home. So this is what the picture is all about. So that is a visual, left hand side you see, that's a visual recall, auditory recall sideways, and right hand side downwards, that's an AD again. This is auditory digital, that means a person is going really into a detail. And you see the left hand side visual recall, visual construct, and auditory construct, and kinesthetic, that means a person is going to the feeling side. Isn't that interesting, guys? You would really love to more about it? Please put yes in the chat box. Amazing, amazing, guys. Okay. So let us understand what is there in next slide. Okay, there are a lot of things. Okay, so just understand, we recently we saw there are three different thinking styles, three different thinking patterns. So the first is auditory cues. So if just imagine if a person is looking while talking, looking just sideways, this both the side, that means that person is really an auditory person. So that person is an auditory thinker. Even from an eye movements you would be able to know, and this is how you can understand that what your customer's thinking pattern is. Same way, if you are looking at the kinesthetic, so if it's going downwards both the side, right or left, that person is more towards the kinesthetic or a detailed kind of a person. So if person's eyes are going to the AD side, probably that person really need lot of information, even small details of your product, that would really make him satisfy and to success for your meeting. Then you see a visual eye clues. That is something remembering. I mean, if your eyes are going upwards, right and left, and it's just a steady and it's nothing, that means that person is really confused, not moving anywhere. That person is really confused. And if going upward side, that means if that person is really a visual thinker. So looking at this, can somebody tell me that your analysis for your own self, what does that tell you? Are you a visual thinker, auditory thinker, or a kinesthetic thinker? What kind of a person you are in terms of a thinking? Use chat box, please. Okay, somebody, Rajat, he wrote auditory, visual, mostly visual. Okay, visual. So there are a lot of people. I am also very much visual kind of a person. When I did my psychometric test, I got almost 70% score in my visual, and then auditory, and then kinesthetic. See, guys, when you come to know that, okay, you are excellent in visual, you need to improve in an auditory. So now you have ways that you can do in a different way. So this is a different eye patterns. So now let us understand that, okay, if you really want to check, now you, of course, these are the things which is something excellent. So if you want to check, so there are certain set of questions which I am going to give here to you, and just ask those questions in your home to somebody, and just imagine, I mean, just observe the eye movement in which direction it goes. So these are some visual IQs question I'm going to show you. All right, so if it is a visual remembers, recall. So that means you just ask a question, what color were your bedroom walls when you were 10? So you come to know that this person is recalling the information or constructing the information, and that will really help you out to understand. The second question you would be able to ask that, what was the number of your house when you were a child? So again, if he is going to tell you the correct number, so that would go to the remembering side. But if it goes to the constructing side, you would be having another question. Do you really sure about it, whatever you have tell? So you have certain set of questions immediately with yourself. All right. So the next question, visual construct. Now, if you really want a person that a visual construct, so you can ask a question. What would your bedroom look like if it were painted a pink with a purple dragon on it? You see the eye movement, you see the eye movement. I can see the different, whenever, in the screen itself, a lot of people, the eyes are moving the construct side. Because this is something you have never seen and you're going to construct. So your eyes are moving in this direction. Very simple. What would your car look like with a Rolls Royce radiator, grille, and a racing spoiler on the back? Aha. So just construct the information and just see how your car is going to look like. So if it is a visual remembering picture or a constructing picture, this and certain set of example questions. So this you can practice at your home. You just ask somebody else at your home and you just see the eye direction in which it moves. All right, so now let us understand that auditory cues. So auditory remembered. So the first question, what was the last thing I said to you? All right. And the second question, can you listen to your favorite piece of music in your head right now? Just imagine in which direction the eyes are moving. So probably you would come to know that they are thinking of the favorite piece of music, or they really want to listen something else, you know. You would come to know in that. So now it's an auditory construct, the same thing. There are two questions. What would I sound like with Mickey Mouse's voice or Darth Vader's? These are the cartoons. What would your favorite piece of music sound like if it was played backwards? So this kind of information, of course, you would be constructing because you have never seen earlier, you have never heard earlier. All right. So this set of question you can practice at your home. Even you can construct a lot of questions by your own hand, and you can ask this thing to a lot of people, and you would come to know from their eye movements that what exactly they're constructing or remembering the things. So now let us understand the kinesthetic and AD IQs. So auditory digital, for AD, you are going to ask this question. What was the first thing you said to yourself this morning? Can you recite your national anthem to yourself? And the same thing for kinesthetic, if I have to say. So what does it feel like to stand barefoot on a wet grass? Because that is going to be the feeling. So the questions are related to that. What does it feel like to put on a warm shirt or a blouse just off the radiator? That's a feeling. So here you are going to construct the whole experiences, and here you are remembering the things. So this is a wonderful technique, guys, and there are a lot of psychiatrists, there are a lot of criminal psychology, there are a lot of things wherein this particular techniques they are using it. And as much as you practice it, you can understand what exactly your clients need are and what exactly they need. Whether so if you feel at any point of a time that the person is constructing the information somewhere, so you just immediately have a second question that okay, are you really sure about it? Because I think something it's missing in that. So that would help that person even to come up with the more information. All right. So now this thinking, why this thinking patterns and why it is really helpful to understand when we are doing it in a business. See, I must tell you an example that this will even also help you out to understand a person's buying strategy. For example, if there were three different girls, like they went to a shopping mall and they really wanted to buy some good dresses for them. So the first girl, when she entered to the shopping mall, she saw a beautiful pretty dress and she just wanted to buy it anyhow just because she loved it. The another girl, she went inside it and she heard something that there are some discounts going on this. So she only asked for that, just show me the discounted stock, whatever you have. And she picked and she bought it. And the third girl, she took out lots and lots of clothes. She wore it, she tried it, and she found only one which was comfortable to her. And she bought it. So just understand that three different kind of buyers: visual thinker, auditory thinker, and kinesthetic thinker. So looking at these things, you would even come to know the person's buying strategy, in what way they exactly buying the things. So there are a couple of things which I really want to share, that why this thinking pattern and where you can use this. So it helps to in discovering how people are processing information, so you can communicate effectively. If a person is more towards the thinking auditory thinker, so you talk even in the same language to build a rapport, discovering whether people are telling the truth or not. Of course, it's there, whether they are constructing or recalling. and discovering the program we run in our minds. For example, we all run different kind of a programs for motivation, for decision making, to convince, buying strategy. You all, those who are married guys, they must be having a wife because they are married. So they know that there is a specific strategy to convince their wives. Their wives, they really need only something. If they provide any other thing apart from that, probably she will not be convinced. So everybody is having this some different strategy. So these are the things where you can use this particular thinking pattern. And that's all, guys, from my end. Thank you very much for listening it and being there and so active. If you have any questions, put in a chat box, or you can drop me, WhatsApp me, you can email me, anything, whatever you want. Thank you so much.